Alright, so another Mcfarlane Toys Warhammer 40K figure for you guys. This is the Orc Big Mech, the second of the three megafigs that they put out for this Warhammer line. I only have the first two. I don't have the third one yet. Hopefully I will be able to pick it up for a good price at some point. And we'll get into price here at the end of the video. But yeah, so we've got him in all his glory, looking pretty cool. He's got his claw and his gun arm and his backpack. So let's go ahead and bust this guy open. Alright guys, so here we have him out of the package, and just like with the last one, he doesn't really come with any accessories because he does come with a stand, which he doesn't need, and that's not an accessory anyway. And the only thing he comes with in the package is his backpack, which you kind of just have to put on, otherwise there's just a big hole in the back. So no accessories, so that's something, but basically, I mean, as far as what you would want on him, his hands are kind of his accessories. He's got a big gun, he's got a big claw, and you know, I mean, what more do you really need? I mean, honestly, that's basically all he needs to be a big battle orc. And I will say, he's basically, for all intents and purposes, with just a few differences. He is the same sculpt as this guy right here, which we already did a video on. So it is the same body, torso, arms, different head, different backpack. He doesn't come with this jaw piece like this one does, and then different hands. And then of course the paint apps are different as well. But otherwise they're pretty much the same, all right? So, we've got him set up here, and you can see here, just like on the other one, we've got some really good sculpt. This is also another difference here, different plate here on the chest. But as far as the sculpting details go, it looks great, it looks gorgeous. It's all cool and steampunky and medieval and everything else. And it just looks really good. I will say on mine, the gun seems to be bent just a little bit. Can you see that? The gun, just a little bit. I'll fix that with a little bit of heat. But really nice sculpt, really nice paint. I love what they've done, just like I said in the last video, with the kind of metal wear finish there, this kind of oxidized, old, distressed steel look that they've given on the paint. Looks really good. You've got good details on the guns, on the claw. The face sculpt looks really good, really well done. The backpack itself looks nice, and you got some good details there. Again, very just cool and steampunky. And I do love these pistons that they've got on the arms, so that way when you open and close the arms like this, you can see that the piston goes up and down. And that's just a cool little touch. You know what I mean? Looks cool. I like that. So, great sculpt. Paint apps, while not excessive or anything, still look really good. And I think they did a fantastic job setting this guy up. And just like I said on the last one, I mean, just a big, bulky figure like this is just really cool. So, we're not going to get into articulation or anything because he's got the single jointed elbows and single jointed knees. You know, very basic movement on the ankles. Obviously, no wrist movement because he doesn't have hands, and the head basically doesn't move much. I mean, you get a little tilt there, and that's pretty much it. So, you know, not a lot of articulation for this guy. I mean, you can get his arms up pretty decent and get him in a position like that. But, you know, big, bulky figure. It's going to kind of hard to be, you know, putting a lot of real detailed, highly articulated joints in this thing and have him still be able to stand up just from the weight of him. He's a very heavy chunk of plastic. So, let's go ahead and throw him up with some other figures and see how he stacks up with them. Alright, so sticking with the Mcfarlane 40K line, on the left we've got a Chaos Space Marine, and on the right we've got one of the Battle Angels, and these just look great together. Alright, so for a couple more Mcfarlane toys, we've got some DC Multiverse stuff here. On the left we've got Batfleck, and on the right we got the Robert Pattinson Batman from The Batman. And for some more 7-inch scale comparisons, we got a couple of ZD Toys Iron Man on the left. We got Iron Man Mark 6, and on the right we have War Machine Iron Man. Alright, so for some 6-inch scale comparisons, on the left we have G.I. Joe Classified's Gung Ho, and on the right we've got Action Force Sergeant Slaughter. All right, now just for shiggles, let's look at some SH Figure Arts here. We've got some Dragon Ball Z. On the left, we've got Piccolo, and on the right, we've got Goku. All right, so let's talk about price here real quick. Obviously, retail on this guy is 40 bucks. Now, I did not pay 40 bucks for this, and chances are you won't have to pay 40 bucks for this if you jump on him pretty quick. I can't speak for once they're gone at retail what these things will go for on the aftermarket like eBay and Mercari, but right now you can pick this guy up for between 25 and 30 bucks at places like GameStop. He has been going on clearance lots of places. GameStop's where I picked him up, but I actually rolled into the store, and not only was he already on clearance for $29.97, but they had a whole stack of figures out front that they said take an additional 40% off of the clearance price. So I got him for like $17, which is a hell of a deal, quite honestly. But let's just talk retail. Is this guy worth 40 bucks? And I say, yeah, absolutely he is. Especially if you look and try and compare him to other large figures like this, which primarily would be like Build-A-Figure or Collect and Connect figures from, you know, whether it's DC Multiverse or Marvel Legends or whatever. And when you look at figures like specifically Marvel Legends, where you're having to buy at least 5 figures at 25 bucks a pop, you're talking about spending $125 to piece a guy like this together, or if you just want to buy him on the aftermarket from somebody who's already pieced him together, you might pay 60, 70, 80 bucks for a guy like this, for a big chunk of plastic like this with this level of detail in sculpt and paint. So yeah, picking him up for 40 bucks is actually a really good deal. But like I said, I don't think you'll have to spend that much right now if you jump on him soon, if it's something you've been looking at picking up. And look, as I've said many times before, in every one of these Warhammer videos I've been doing, I'm absolutely loving this line. It is my current favorite line to collect right now, and I really, really hope that Mcfarlane keeps putting out Warhammer figures, because I'm sold on this line. It's been fantastic. And I personally think this is a great figure and well worth picking up for your collection. Whether you just like Warhammer, whether you like Mcfarlane, or whether you just like cool figures, especially right now being able to pick this guy up cheap, it is a definite no-brainer.